The OWA, which we believe stood for Ontario Wrestling Alliance, held its first show on June 3rd in the year 2000 in the Essex Gymnatorium. An extraordinary lack of planning, complete exhaustion of the event organizers, and partial collapse of the ring did not dampen the atmosphere of the show. The night featured a concussion-filled high-flying contest between Brett Nikita and Matthias Rhymes. A sideshow performance by a young, thin, not entirely bald Burnaby Q Orbax, and a hardcore main event between perennial OWA favorites Eric Youngson and Kid Awesome. At the end of the night, those in attendance knew that they had witnessed something special, and it was this croquet mallet to the balls. That night, the OWA made its first foray into blood, fire, and tables, and the Great Orbax was thrown into the wrestling world. It was early 2001 when the group recovered enough to attempt a second show, and it was this event that catapulted the OWA into legend. This event introduced the first OWA Championship match. The Bolivian Death Match set the standard for OWA main events. 5 wrestlers competed in a no-rules elimination match that entertained people from start to violent finish. Orbax stunned the audience with his athleticism. Youngson was eliminated and infected by a rusty tree saw. Matthias Rhymes was eliminated after having his nose broken by a sideways cookie sheet. Brett Nikita was consumed in a massive fire, and finally, just the back part of Orbax's head went through 2 tables, leaving Kid Awesome as first OWA champion. The third OWA show featured an epic war between Orbax and Nikita. Also that night, Kid Awesome came out to say that he would not be a paper champion and would defend his title any place, anytime, in true hardcore fashion. This announcement led immediately to what most people consider the single greatest tragedy of 2001. An opportunistic Youngson accepted the challenge, ambushing Kid and taking his title in a matter of a few seconds. A stunned crowd looked on in horror and disbelief as Kid was ranked out through tables. At the fourth OWA show, the main event became a 3-way match between Youngson, Nikita, and Kid Awesome. Orbax protested his exclusion from the main event by wrestling the opening match of the card wearing a sweater vest. The fifth and final OWA show pulled out all the stops, featuring the 8-man King of the High Flyers tournament won by Hacker, who faced tough competition from the likes of Showtime Eric Young, Chris Sabin, and Petey Williams. The now legendary bread match between Sean Van Grinsven and the Great Orbax saw unprecedented use of bread inside the wrestling ring. The main event was a tables match where Kid Awesome teamed with Kid Copeland to form Kid Squared, and Youngson and Orbax put aside their differences to form Team Evil. Though many fantastic ideas were thrown around for a 6th OWA show, it never materialized. By then, most of the core group had a sore back and little desire to fall down on or through anything. This was around the time that mainstream wrestling started to suck hard, and the crew moved on to new projects. Over the following years, the crew would debate the components needed for the perfect wrestling show, which would never come to pass. Until tonight.